Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MOGIBETH, and for those of y'all who are new here, I own a six-figure reselling business selling primarily women's clothing on places like Poshmark and Mercari. And today's video, I thought I would do a little reboot of something I was doing in 2020, which is a monthly recap video of what sold in January. I'm not only going to share some items that sold during the month of January, but also my sales numbers. So if you'd like me to do these every month going forward, let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. All right, so I think I'm actually going to just go ahead and start with my sales numbers, and then I want to talk about my 10 best sales of January 2022, my worst 10 sales, and then I also want to cover some sales from items that have been featured in thrift hauls, just to kind of follow up and see how those items did. So let's start with January 2022, and I kind of am going to compare it to 2021 a little bit along the way. So this month in January, my sales total was $19,036.27. If you watched my yearly recap video where I went over how much I made in sales in all of 2021, I talked about how I wanted to make $20,000 a month in 2022, and so I didn't hit 20,000, but I was pretty close, and really, hopefully, other months can make up for it, and we can have an average monthly sale number of 20,000 for 2022. But in 2021, I actually made $20,922 in sales. So definitely a decline from the previous year, but definitely there are some reasons that contributed to that, which we'll talk about. So my gross profit from January 2022, so that's after all the fees from all the platforms like Poshmark and eBay, all my shipping costs, and all of my cost of goods, was $11,272.29. Of course, that doesn't include things like rent on my office space and paying my employee and my VA, but it does cover all the other costs associated with making sales. So actually in January, my goal for this year is to list at least 350 items each month. And I hit that and exceeded that. I listed 421 items, which I'm really happy with. I was actually really consistent trying to list 20 items Monday through Friday. I think there were some days that I missed, but that's fine because it's still, that 350 number allows me to miss some days. But when you compare that to 2021, I listed 557 items. So I think that is one of the reasons that accounts for why my sales were so much higher in 2021. I was just really focusing on listing as much as I could and growing as much as I could in 2021. And we did grow, which was great, but now this year I'm kind of just hoping to maintain that $20,000 sales months. So the total items sold this month was 320 items. My average margin for this month was 59.61%, which is also lower than 2021. 2021 was 65.4%, so about a 6% decrease, which is not bad. I'm trying to hit around 60%, so I'm not too upset with these numbers. Similarly, my average sales price was $59.52. I want to try to hit 60, so that's not too bad. My average cost of goods was $10.29, and my average profit was $35.48. In December or November, I purchased some inventory that had high cost of goods, so that these numbers make sense to me. But I would definitely expect, as we get further into 2022, that my average cost of goods goes down, and I'm also fearing and trying to figure out ways to prevent my average sales price from going down, because of course I am sourcing more at the bins and sourcing more at thrift stores this year. And if you're not familiar, one of the ways that I also source items for my business is through liquidation, and I've done a video on the liquidation, which I'll link up on the screen. But when we're going over my sales and you hear a lot of new or new with tag, a lot of them, but not all of them, do come from liquidation. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my sales as it breaks down per platform, because this is something that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. But in January, I actually had my best or second best sales month ever on eBay, which is good. I had one of my worst sales months on Poshmark ever, which is not good because it is my primary platform, and I do want to maintain sales on Poshmark as much as I can, especially when compared to 2021. So I'm just gonna go over what it breaks down to in this year. This year, my total sales on Poshmark were $12,071.50. On eBay, it was $4,973.82. On Tradesy, it's $1,932.95. I didn't have any sales on Mercari. I haven't really put much energy at all into Mercari yet. And then I had one sale on PayPal for $8. And so when you break that down into just percentage-wise, that means 63.58% of my sales are still coming from Poshmark. 26.2% are coming from eBay, 10.18% from Tradesy, and then 0.04% from PayPal. In 2021, I actually had $17,508 in sales on Poshmark. I only had $2,310 on eBay. So while eBay has definitely improved, Poshmark has definitely gone down pretty substantially. And really, I think the reason that is because while I was listing a lot this month, a lot of what I was listing was liquidation items that I had purchased from a very meh palette. It was an unmanifested palette. I didn't know what to expect, and it wasn't great. But I did have to list it because I have to recoup my money. But a lot of those items were items I were only able to list for around $25, and there's not a ton of high demand for those items. And you'll see those items when we go over my bottom 10 sales. So that's definitely something to keep in mind with liquidation. In order to recoup your costs, you oftentimes have to list hundreds of items that you wouldn't otherwise list or wouldn't otherwise buy. Liquidation isn't all, you know, fun and games. You do, especially with unmanifested palettes, which are much, much cheaper, you do run the risk of just getting inventory that you don't want to sell. And that happened to me in the fall of 2021, and I listed it finally in January of this year. So I think that contributed to just a low overall sell-through rate this month, and then also a lower average sales price, and just Poshmark not doing that well. It is what it is, but I had to list those things, and hopefully going forward, I won't have another one of those palettes, but you never know. My Tradesy sales doubled from last year. Last year I had $1,056. However, I didn't have that many Tradesy sales, but the Tradesy sales I did have were just high sales price sales, which is great. I list everything on Tradesy over $40 in my closet, and so we have a lot of listings on Tradesy, and to only see $2,000 in sales from that is disappointing. To only see $5,000 in sales from eBay is also disappointing, because in 2021 I didn't have nearly as many active listings on eBay as I do now. So I'm still hoping to get that number up, and it just takes being consistent over there. Okay, so let's go over my top 10 sales of 2021. I'm going to start with number 10 and work my way up to my top number 1 sale, and then we'll go over my bottom 10 sales and then ones from different haul videos that I've shown y'all. So number 10 is a sale that I made on eBay. It was a new Vince Lofty Rib turtleneck sweater. This I only had for 39 days before selling, so that's great. I had it listed for $190 and received an offer for $150 with $9.99 shipping, which I accepted. That left me with a gross profit of $111.68 after shipping, fees, and cost of goods. So really happy with that. Number 9 was a new, without tags, Zimmerman asymmetrical jumpsuit. I had this actually for quite a while, 123 days, so a little over 4 months. I did have it listed quite high. I had it listed for $300, which is that sometimes Zimmerman pieces can go for around that amount. But I had one buyer who really wanted this piece, kept offering me again and again and again, and I kept countering much higher, but eventually I just decided, okay, I need to sell this item. So I sold it on January 1st actually for $160 on Poshmark with no shipping discount. So my gross profit was $122.16, which is still really great. Okay, number 8 is a piece I had for quite a while. I did sell it on Poshmark. It sold on January 4th, and it had been listed for 406 days. It was this All Saints Leah Mack trench coat in sage green. I'd actually had another one of these that had sold really quickly, so I was hoping this one would sell quickly as well. But for whatever reason, this one sat around for a while. I had it listed for $170, and then out of the blue, it just sold full price for $170. So You know, I love when that happens. That did have free shipping on it, so I paid $7.45 for shipping. That gave me a gross profit of $121.35. So very, very happy with that sale. Okay, number 7 is a brand I love selling. I found out about this brand through liquidation. I'm always keeping my eyes peeled for this brand at the thrift store, and it's MacDougall. They make really intricate, beautiful sequenced and embroidered gowns. It's a brand that I covered in my formal wear Bolo brand video, which I'll link up on the screen. This sold after 352 days, so it did take a while. Sometimes MacDougall dresses can sell really quickly. Sometimes they can sit around, but I always don't worry about them because once the right buyer comes along, they will sell for good money. So I had this listed for $275 and then received an offer for $185 with free shipping on Poshmark, and I went ahead and accepted it. So I paid $7.45 in shipping, but my gross profit was $134.55. So I was very happy with that sale. Okay, the next sold super fast. In fact, it sold after 5 days, which for me is super fast. And it sold on Poshmark. So it sold on January 3rd. The beginning of January was really great for me, actually. The first week of January I had a lot of really great sales, and then it kind of tapered off. And actually, I didn't mention this. I mentioned it on my Instagram stories. I actually had at least $1,400 in eBay sales that just weren't paid for. And that's a weird thing about eBay. If someone sends you an offer and you accept it, they aren't automatically charged for that sale, which is really frustrating. I really wish eBay would fix that. I'm sure it's difficult, or else they would have fixed it already. I think it goes back to, you know, their days when people would pay by checks and it's just, for whatever reason, built in. Now they do have the option for sellers. You can choose to automatically charge the buyer when they choose to buy it now, so that's great. But it'd be really great to see that for offers as well. But yeah, I had $1,400 in sales on eBay that I just reached out to the buyer several times on each case, and they just ghosted me. And so eventually I had to cancel the sale and relist, which is really disappointing. And so if I would have had those sales, I would have made my $20,000 sales goal. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay, this sold really fast. This was a Poshmark sale. AGL, which stands for Attilio, oh gosh, this is my Italian. Attilio Giusti Liombruni, softly tall leather boots. I had these listed for $250, and then through my Poshmark bot, which is literally does all the legwork for me on Poshmark. It's what drives the vast majority of my sales on Poshmark. And if you are curious as to what it is, I'll link it down below. But essentially with Poshmark, I can schedule my shares. I share 3 times a day. I can send offers to likers as soon as the likes come in. I have it set to send 20% off offers, I think a few minutes after a like comes in, with discounted shipping. And I can also, if I want to, send offers on my entire closet, which I think I did at least once this month for 30% off, which I don't think actually this month was super successful. But at the end of December, I sent offers on my entire closet for 40% off, and that was really successful, and that helped me really boost my numbers at the end of the year, which was great. There are other features on Poshmark, like relisting and so forth, but Poshmark also has a bunch of other features that I don't really use, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. You can get a free 2-week trial, so you might as well. And if you use my code MOGIBETH, I think you get 20% off your first month or your first subscription. So it pays for itself really quickly. In fact, one of my best friends used it and texted me like it paid for itself within hours. So if you don't have Poshmark yet, I'm sure you've heard about it, but definitely try it out. So anyway, my Poshmark sent on offer 20% off of $250 for $200. I at the time had free shipping on any offer over $200, so it was free shipping, and this buyer accepted. So I had a gross profit of $127.55, which is great. I was so happy with that because that brand can sometimes sit a while. It sometimes can sell really well. It just really depends on style. And that really goes for almost every brand that exists today. You can't just simply write off an entire brand. There's always something or most usually something within that brand that people are on the lookout for. Okay, so number 5 in my top 5 sales was this new Tag Totem top that I sold on eBay. And Totem was a totem? I'm gonna go with Totem since it looks French. Was a brand that I covered actually I think this month over on my daily Bolo brand Instagram stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so because I'm sharing those every single day. So I had this top listed for $275 and received an offer for $225 plus $4.99 shipping. So I accepted, which gave me, after cost of goods and fees and shipping, a gross profit of $166.17. So the next 2 sales are actually both returns. So I just wanted to put that out there in case y'all receive returns sometimes. Don't worry, things will sell again. It just has to find the right buyer sometimes. So number 4 was this new David Coma, which is a great Bolo brand to know. Ruche Crystal Jersey Mini Dress. I had it listed for $650 and then I received an offer for $300, which I accepted. I didn't have to pay for any shipping discount on that, so that's great, which left me with a gross profit of $200.85. Number 3, this is actually a jacket that sold for a lot more previously than it was returned, which is kind of sad. But I had this coat for so long. I think I received this in one of the first pallets I ever caught, which is, it's a great piece, but I was just ready to make money from it. And so I sold it on eBay. It was this new Tag Vince cropped fur coat. It's pink, size small, so cute. And I had it for sale for $600. I received an offer on eBay for $300 plus $12.99 in shipping, which I accepted. And so I still had a gross profit of $257.59, which is great. And again, I think I had sold it for like $400 previously on Poshmark and then had a case opened and it was returned. And the case was really bogus, but I think because it was such a high price piece, Poshmark tends to favor with the buyer on those types of sales. So received it back, relisted it, and yeah, sold it with no issue on eBay, so that's good. The next sale was also on eBay. Number 2, top sales. This was actually a sale that happened fairly quickly. It sold after 32 days, and it was a new Tag Ted Baker men's suit. The top and the bottom were different sizes, so in case that happens to you, don't be too afraid. It can still sell. I had it listed for $450 and I received an offer for $350 plus $9.99 shipping, and I accepted it. After shipping and my fees and everything, I had a gross profit of $273.61. So very happy with that. But my best sale from January 2021, thankfully I really needed this sale, was actually on Tradesy. And so it's actually being in trans right now, so everyone please cross your fingers that it goes through. It was sold on January 28th. It was this new St. John sequin maxi gown, and I had this for 150 days. I had it listed for $650 and it sold full price on Tradesy, like Tradesy sales typically go for $650. I didn't charge shipping on it, but it did actually cost quite a bit to ship because I did want to include insurance on it. So it cost $26.24 to ship. Hopefully it's not returned because then I'm out that money since I didn't charge for shipping. Tradesy is notorious for returns, but really let's all send positive energy to that buyer. Hopefully it fits them and they don't have any reason for return. But if it goes through and all goes well, my gross profit will be $470.37. So very happy that that sold. Okay, I want to go through my bottom 10 sales really quickly. So I'll start with my very worst sale and quickly work myself up. So the worst sale was not really a bad sale. It was my PayPal sale, and it was from a viewer, I think, who saw a Vans t-shirt that wasn't picked up from Crossroads when I took it there. And they just DM'd me on Instagram and said, hey, I'd be willing to buy that. So I offered it to them for $8 shipped, and they accepted, which is something I'm kind of interested in doing more of in the future, especially since I'm trying to be more active on Instagram DMs, and I now have the ability to ship from home because I have a Dymo printer here. So if you guys ever see something from a haul and are interested, right now you can just DM me on Instagram. I'll try my best to respond, but I want to set up something in the future to make it a little bit easier. With that $8 sale, shipping and then PayPal fees are pretty low. Grossed and after cost of goods, my gross profit was $1.99. So hey, I still made some money and hopefully you like your t-shirt. All right, so, and my number 9 worst sale was this Free People Skinny Spaghetti Strap cami. This I picked up from the bins as well. I had it listed for $16. It sold on Poshmark. I had it listed for $16. I believe it sold with the Poshmark VA offer to Liker for $12 with discounted shipping. So after my cost of goods, fees, etc., I had a gross profit of $6.05. So, and it sold after 8 days. So no, I don't think I'll pick these little camis up again at the bins because $6.05 still doesn't really justify the cost it takes for my employees in VA to process the item and everything like that. So that's something I always keep in the back of my mind. But, you know, it sold quickly and I still made a pretty good profit. So I'm not upset about it. I mean, especially when we're looking at some of these other items on this list. Now, next was another Poshmark sale, a Sanctuary tie waist button down tank dress. I had this for 331 days. So when I received an offer, I had it listed at 25. When I received an offer for 12, I just went ahead and accepted it. Didn't have a shipping discount. My gross profit was $1.85. So not great. Next, this is a Free People Brahmi tank top. I received this in a pallet. I have tons of these. They're new at tag, they're cute. Some of them sell for $20, so that's great. I kind of want to shoot for that number, but I have them listed for 25, and I think I received an offer for 15 and went ahead and accepted it with no discounted shipping. So after fees and everything like that, I only made 66 cents, but I have so many of these that I just need to keep them moving. Next was a new attack Calvin Klein color block cardigan. I've had tons of these as well. They've actually sold fairly well, but this one had a flaw. So I listed it for 20, received an offer for 15, and then I accepted that, and so I made $6 gross profit. But I had this one listed for 366 days, so it was up there a while. Next was an eBay sale, and this was a new Madewell Whisper Cotton tank. This is a type of Madewell piece I would not recommend picking up anywhere, not at the bins, not at the thrift store. If you do pick it up, I would actually recommend lotting them up together, and that way you can have a higher average sales price. If for whatever reason you come across like 3 at the bins in the same size, that might be a good idea, but in terms of just selling by itself, I wouldn't recommend it. I had it listed for $15, and then I received an offer for $10.01 plus $4.99 shipping. So I went ahead and accepted that, which left me with a gross profit of $2.78. And it took how long to sell? 264 days. So certainly not something to be on the lookout for. The next worst sale was this new attack free press one-piece swimsuit that I sold on Poshmark. I also had it listed for 264 days. So it was listed for 25 bucks. When I received an offer for $15, I went ahead and accepted it. It sold with discounted shipping, and it gave me a gross profit of $3.30. So I wouldn't pick up Free Press. Don't confuse that for Free People. Free Press is an in-house Nordstrom brand. I would never pick it up, and even new tag pieces I would probably not even pick up. It just really doesn't retail for much even at Nordstrom, so it doesn't have much of a demand anywhere on the reseller marketplace. But I hope that buyer enjoys their brand new swimsuit for 15 bucks. Okay, so the next was actually something I listed this month, and actually the next kind of 3 items are things I listed this month that are kind of representative of the kind of items I was talking about earlier. And if anyone's watching who bought one of these items from me, thank you so much. I don't think they're bad items. Again, they're just not items that I have high average sales prices, and they're not items that have quick sell-through rates. I still have a lot of them. So if you're interested also in these types of items, check out my closet and send me an offer. All right, so this was a new Sundry 3/4 quarter length dolman sleeve top. I couldn't find a stock photo for this, and I had it listed for $20, and then Poshmark VA sent out an offers to Likers for $16 with discounted shipping, and the buyer accepted, which gave me a gross profit of $7.68, and it sold after 18 days. So at least it sold quickly. I still have, I think, a couple of these in my closet though that we'll see how quickly they sell. Again, if you're interested. Next was actually a bundle. So the last two in this list was a bundle. These were both listed this month. They're both halogen pieces. The first is a new Attack halogen stripe short sleeve sweater. I had it listed for $25 and we went back and forth. I think I offered on the bundle $35 initially, which was kind of my lowest, and then they countered with 30, and so then I countered again with 34 and they accepted, and so the price sold was 17 with discounted shipping, but per item it was 75 cents since that $1.50 was split up. And so with this I had a gross profit of $9.23 and it sold after 15 days. And then the next item in the bundle was this new halogen blouse and sweater in extra large, also listed for 25, also sold for 17 with that discounted shipping, also a gross profit of $9.23, and it sold after 13 days. A lot of halogen pieces, a lot of Caslon, a lot of BP, a lot of Sanctuary and Sundry, and a lot of in-house Nordstrom brands, and then some brands that create pieces specifically for Nordstrom like Sundry and so forth. So yeah, and I have almost everything listed for 20 to 25. So if you are interested in getting some brand new basics or brand new sweaters, definitely check out my closet, because yeah, we can do a bundle and it will be great for both of us. Okay, so this is actually the part I'm most excited for. We're gonna go over items I've covered in thrift hauls before and see how they performed. For every thrift haul I reference, I'm going to link down in the description below in case you want to check it out. Or in case, I think a lot of these thrift hauls, I actually did a projected sales price. So if you wanted to compare and see what my projections were versus how I performed, that might be interesting. But yeah, let's talk about what actually sold from some of my thrift hauls. I will say I was listing a lot of items that I had sourced in like October, November this month. So I have had quite a bit of a lag between my employee processing an item and me listing an item, which I'm actually kind of getting close to making up for. But I do actually like to leave a couple weeks lag just in case, you know, something happens, my employee has to take off or whatever, it doesn't completely disrupt everything. But we were like months behind, so that's why some of these I thrifted in October, November, and then listed this month. So let's just start with here. This Patagonia drawstring waistband shorts. This was from my Mercari thrift with me, and I actually showed how I listed these on Mercari, and I did list them during that video, but it took me a while to list them on Poshmark and eBay. So I listed it on January 6th and it actually sold only 13 days later on January 19th. I had it listed for 30, and then my Posh VA sent out offers to likers. So it sold for $24 with discounted shipping, which gave me a gross profit of $12.71. I saw in my comments like that Patagonia doesn't sell that well anymore. Things like this, I mean, they don't sell for a ton of money, 24 bucks. But they do, I still find Patagonia sells really fast, and then just really consistently. So I really like picking up Patagonia, especially when I find it for cheap at the bins or for a reasonable amount of money at the thrift store. I spent $4.99 on these ones. The next two items were actually from the bins. It was a bins thrift with me that I did in the end of September, and I listed both of these at the end of December on December 28th. So the first was a Spanx color block shapewear dress, slip dress that I had listed for $45 and then received an offer for $30 with discounted shipping only 2 weeks after listing, so 14 days. And so my gross profit was $21.62 since I bought it at the bins, and that's great. Next was from the same haul, and it was an eBay sale, and again it was Patagonia. They were these kids fleece sweatpants. Couldn't really figure out the style name or, you know, of course, stock photos, but I listed them anyway. I had them listed for $35, and I'm constantly running a 10% off sale, I guess, in my eBay store. And so when items sell for full price on eBay, they sell for 10% off. And so this sold you know, without an offer. It sold for full price for $31.50 with $5.99 in shipping. So I made a gross profit of $26.49 after cost of goods, fees, shipping, and everything like that, which is great. The bins allows me to make really good profit per item, which I love. Okay, the next was from a thrift with me back in the beginning of September 3rd. And this was a thrift with me where I actually did do a tiny bit of retail arbitrage in Nordstrom Rack. And this was one of the pieces that I picked up from Nordstrom Rack. It was an All Saints Coney shoulder pad tank. This was a style that was really popular. It still is. And I actually purchased it from Nordstrom Rack for $12.97. I had it listed for $65 and then received an offer for $39 after 28 days of being listed. And so I accepted that. It did have discounted shipping, and after cost of goods, fees, and everything like that, I had a gross profit of $16.73. So definitely a lower profit margin than my bins finds for sure, but it actually sold fairly quickly, which is a great thing about retail arbitrage, since you're picking up newer styles that are hopefully in high demand. Not all retail arbitrage guarantees that, but if you know what you're doing with retail arbitrage, you can pick up high in demand styles, recent styles that can sell quickly. So I was happy with that sale. Okay, next is from a thrift with me in the beginning of November. I listed these this month. So I found 2 pairs of Beyond the Bump, which is Beyond Yoga's maternity line leggings. They both sold really quickly after listing them, but I just want to include one of them because I think this one sold the quickest. It was a pair of Beyond Yoga Beyond the Bump color block maternity leggings. They sold on eBay, and I had paid $9.99 for them, had listed them at $45, and received an offer for $35 plus the $4.99 shipping, which I accepted, which gave me a gross profit of $20.39, and it sold after only 6 days. So very happy with that. If you ever come across Beyond Yoga Beyond the Bump leggings, I would definitely say pick them up. I mean, I paid $9.99, which is pretty high for leggings, and I'm still really happy that I did. It sold really quickly and for good money. I was really tempted to keep them. I sourced them before I had a bump, definitely, but I was actually, I think, pregnant when I sourced them, and so I could have kept them. But now I'm 20 weeks this week, so I am developing a bump. And so I'm like, oh, should I have kept them? Oh well, they're really cute, and I hope the new buyers really like them. Okay, so this next one was actually also from the thrift with me in the beginning of September. This is an item that I thrifted from that video. These also sold on eBay. They were the Camper Pew leather sneaker in a pastel purple and a size 11. Camper is a brand that I really like selling, and if I find it at the thrift store, I'll definitely check comps, and certain styles can do really well, and I'll oftentimes pick them up. I got them for $7.99 and I had them listed for $60, and then I sent out an offer for $40 plus $9.99 shipping, which was accepted. And that gave me a gross profit of $26.76, and they only took 10 days to sell. So love to see it. Camper for the win. Love Camper. Okay, the next was from the same thrift with me that the Beyond the Yoga leggings were in. So thrift with me on November 8th, and these were Everlane, the Italian Go Weave straight leg pull-on pants. They also sold on eBay, and I also picked them up for $7.99. I had these listed for $65. I sent out an offer for $42 plus $7.99 shipping, which a buyer accepted, and so that gave me a gross profit of $30.27 because shipping costs were lower on these, and they also only took 10 days to sell. So very happy with that sale. Okay, the next sale is actually not from a YouTube thrift with me. I included 2 sales from a recent TikTok or Instagram reel that I did, which I'll link down below in case you didn't watch it, but I am trying to create more Thrift With Me content over on Instagram and TikTok as well. And I wanted to include this because this is a brand that I see a lot of people saying doesn't sell well for them. And like I said earlier in this video, there are always styles within each brand that can sell well. It's just a matter of checking comps and understanding which styles do well and what prices they're really going for. So this was a pair of Paul Green ballerina suede flats in a size 9.5. They were half off when I thrifted them at the thrift store because nobody wanted them, I guess. So I picked them up for $4.99. I had them listed for $65 and they sold again on eBay for $40 with $9.99 in shipping. So I made a gross profit of $25.59 and they only took 15 days to sell. So very, very happy with that sale. Okay, this next one, it was a Poshmark sale. This was from a Thrift With Me on October 11th that I did, and I love this dress. This is one of my favorite pieces. I think that might have been my favorite piece from this thrift haul, and I was really, really tempted to keep it actually. And I'm kind of on the lookout for something similar for myself. But this was the Anthropologie Sundry collab, and this was a ruched mini dress in purple. And Sundry is a brand that not all pieces do well. I mean, it was also featured on my worst list, but their collaborations with Anthropologie tend to do really well, and some of their pieces can do really, really well. So it's really a matter of checking comps with that brand because, again, if you're gonna pick up a plain old basic t-shirt, it probably isn't going to do that well, but certain pieces will. So I had it listed on Poshmark for $65 and I received an offer for $50 and it had discounted shipping, so I accepted it. Gave me a gross profit of $30.51 and it only took 21 days to sell. So very, very happy with that sale. I love that dress. So, so cute. Okay, so the next is also was from that Mercari Thrift With Me video, and this was the other listing that I kind of showed me listing on Mercari. Didn't sell on Mercari, but it sold the same day that I listed it on Poshmark. These were the Kookaburra UGG Sophia ankle boots. These were in like new condition. They were really great find. I paid $15 for them at Goodwill, but I had a feeling that they'd be worth paying up for. I listed them at $68 on Poshmark and received an offer for $50 from a buyer on the day that I listed it and with discounted shipping, and I accepted it. So I made a gross profit of $23.50, which is not bad since I listed it just that day. So I have a few sales left I want to share. 3 of them are actually going to be from my Austin Thrift With Me. So these are some that took a little bit longer to sell, but they sold for more money than the previous one, so I wanted to make sure to include them. And Austin Thrift With Me was one video that has a special place in my heart because my niece is in that video. Went thrifting with my sister, my brother, my niece. And I just had a lot of fun thrifting in Austin, and just being in Austin was really fun. I can't wait to go back. So this sale happened on Poshmark, and it was a brand actually that I think I featured this month or last month in my daily Bolo brand Instagram stories. The brand is Joa Brown, which this was my first time finding the brand. I had heard about it kind of in the ether. When I found it, I was like, is that brand that I had heard about? And so I checked comps and I was like, oh, I guess it is. Okay, I'll pick it up. It was actually half off at the thrift store. It was these Joa Brown Luxe pocket leggings in gray marble. I paid $2.99 for them. I listed them for $60 and then I received an offer for $51 with discounted shipping, which I accepted. So I made a gross profit of $36.31, which was really, really great. Very happy about that sale. It did take 67 days to sell, but you know what? That's fine. If it's gonna sell for that good of money, I am happy to wait 2 months. Okay, so the next is actually from, again, the Thrift With Me on October 11th. The same day I found that Anthropologie Sundry dress, I also found this new tag NBD Acadia mini dress. I wasn't sure how this was going to perform because I think it was a slightly older NBD style, but it performed really, really well. So I was very happy about it. I purchased it for $7.99, had it listed for $85. My Posh VA, of course, was working hard for me, sending out those offers, and it sent out an offer for $68 with discounted shipping, which someone accepted after only 2 days of listing, which gave me a gross profit of $44.91. So very, very happy about that, and definitely Not gonna shy away from picking up new tag NBD dresses. And for those of y'all who don't know, NBD is an in-house Revolve brand. Revolve is an online retailer that really tailors their inventory to more trend conscious young adults, I suppose. And so their pieces can do really, really well, and this one did really well. Okay, the next was actually the only men's piece, I think, on this entire list of sales that I've covered so far. And I have been wanting to pick up more men's denim in the more expensive brands like Frame, J Brand, etc. And so I picked up in Austin 2 pairs of Frame men's denim jeans. I actually paid up for them quite a bit, both of them. I paid $17.99 for both of them, and one has sold. So one sold this month and the other one's still there. I listed them for $75, and then my Poshmark sent out those offers for $60 with discount shipping, which someone accepted, which gave me a gross profit of $28.51. Again, it took 64 days to sell, but still a really good sale. Okay, and then another from the Thrift With Me on November 8th. The same day I found those Everlane pants, and the same day I found those Beyond Yoga leggings. I also found these Sorel Kinetic high top sneakers. So cute. If they were my size, I definitely would have kept them. I actually paid up for these at Goodwill. So I paid $19.99. I had them listed for $90, and then I received an offer for $65. I think I could have held out for a little bit higher, but this was only after 2 days of listing. So I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and make a profit back. And so I accepted. It had a discounted shipping, and I had a gross profit of $30.51, which was great. And yeah, only took 2 days to sell. So I don't mind spending $19.99 for an item that will make me $30 if it's only going to take 2 days to sell. The next was actually from, again, that same TikTok that I mentioned earlier. And I wanted to include these because they're Steve Madden and they sold really well. So this was actually a tradesy sale, and this was a Steve Madden Aaron clear high heel sandal. Whenever I find high heels with that clear kind of strap, I tend to gravitate toward them because they seem to be a really popular style these days. So I found these, they were in like new condition. I got them for $6.99, and I had them listed over on Tradesy for 65 bucks, and they sold for full price plus $10 shipping. So my gross profit was $38.33, and they only took 13 days to sell. So that was great. Very, very happy with that sale, and definitely would pick those up again. And I am selective when it comes to Steve Madden, but certain pieces can still do really, really well. Okay, the last thing I want to go over when it comes to sales for January 2020 was a pair of Goldie jeans that I thrifted in Austin. A Goldie, certain styles are going to sell like super fast and for close to retail. Other styles will still sell for good money, but might take a little longer and go for a little less. This was a case where it took a little longer and went for a little less, but I still made a really good profit. And I love selling a Goldie denim. It's probably my favorite denim brand to sell. Maybe one of my favorite brands of all time right now to sell, honestly. So I picked up in Austin, this is Austin Thrift With Me find, these are Goldie Wilder ankle straight leg jeans. They sold on eBay. I purchased them for $28.50, had them listed for $150, and then I received an offer for $100, which I could have countered, but they had been listed for 82 days, so I went ahead and accepted it, and I did also charge $7.99 for shipping, and so I still had a gross profit of $56.81, which was great. I'm very, very happy. Love selling a Goldie. Okay, so that is everything. I did my monthly recap for January 2021. Covered a bunch of sales. Let me know in the comments down below. Again, if you like this type of video and if you'd like to see any kind of change to the format, let me know in the comments down below. I would love that because there's a bunch of different options in what to cover in this type of video, and I want to make sure y'all get the most out of it. So yeah, pretty happy with how January went. It felt really hard to get $19,000 in sales. Like, it was not an easy battle. I kept every day having to feel like, where are my sales? And today is the first day of February, and I still feel that. I was like, I have not made very many sales, so hopefully we see a turn happen this month and that it's much easier to make sales. But overall, very happy with my performance, and yeah, we'll see how February does. But yeah, that's the video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a big ol' thumbs up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.